This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
If you've been on any social media lately, you've seen someone post their Wordle for the day.
All across social media, cryptic colored cubes. And from Twitter users to celebrities, everyone seems to be bragging about their scores playing a game called Wordle, designed by...
It's a massively successful word game that puts the whole world in competition with each other by making them guess the same 5-letter word in as few attempts as possible. And where there's success, there are knockoffs. And if you think you've seen all that Wordle has to offer, well, that's just a bit Absurdle. Speaking of Absurdle, apparently there's a thing called adversarial versions of games that exist just to mess with you. In the case of Absurdle, the game will do whatever it can to keep you guessing, by changing the answer every turn. While you might think the game's impossible from that definition, it gives you unlimited guesses and really just needs you to eliminate letters until you've weaseled it into a corner where it has to give you a word. But maybe you want a bit more challenge in your Wordle. If so, try out Dordle. It's become pretty popular by now, and for good reason. It's really hard. But maybe even Dordle is too easy for you? Try Trordle. Or maybe Quordle, if you can handle that. Or better yet, just double it and make it Octordle. You'll need a tweet longer just to share this mega score if you've completed it. So good luck bragging about it once you do. Hellow Wordl lets you change up how many letters are in the word you're guessing, so it's an easy way to increase difficulty and a fun challenge. Yeah, I didn't beat this one, but I'm just proud I could think of 6 11-letter words. Worldle and Globle both have a neat idea where you have to guess the country, while it gives you clues as to how close or far away from it you are. Honestly, I'd never get very far in this, but I'm sure geography buffs would love it. If all you're wanting is to play more plain, boring Wordle, there's a ton of them. You can look at Wordle Unlimited or Wheelde. Apparently there's some racial slurs in here though, so watch out. Possibly not the most curated list of words you could find. Maybe you've been playing Wordle and you think there's just not enough story to this puzzle game. Well, Wordle Wizard and Dungeon Wordle are both great if you want to have a bit of tabletop role-playing while playing your Wordle. I've got no one to play these with, so... moving on. Dungleon is my favorite of the RPG-style Wordle clones though. It has you using monsters, heroes, and loot with new rules that pop up every level. Theoretically, you can learn the rules and get deeper into the dungeon every day. I don't quite know how this works though, because it told me there would be one hero and one villain, but I don't see any heroes here. Obscurdle is a cool one that has you guessing what green and yellow tiles mean, then asking you to create patterns with the colors to show you understand what they do. But maybe you want something darker and more sinister. Murdle gives you unlimited guesses, but kills your hangman guy if you guess more than 10 unique letters wrong. Wordle Finder is great if Wordle's just too hard for you and you want the game to play by itself. Hey, no judgment here. If you want to play a much easier Wordle, try Letterle, where you just guess a single letter instead of a word. You get unlimited guesses, so just go in through the whole alphabet, I suppose. Or even better, Luckle lets you choose how many letters in the word and then instantly get it right on your first guess. But if you want something easier that's not a complete joke, check out Spellie, which is a more kid-friendly version of the game with multiple difficulties. I think this one is actually pretty great for those learning English as a second language or teaching kids. Would you like to pay real money for Wordle? Check out all these games you can pay real money for that rip off a free one. You can download The Cottage, The Witch, and The Wordle, which looks to be another story-driven Wordle. Or there's Hordle, where you round up your cute result shapes. Be sure to get it now while it's incomplete, or you'll be paying $3 instead of $1. Your True Name charges $3 and creates a story with your Wordle guesses. I don't really know what the point of this is, to be honest, but it's $3. For some reason, these tabletop people think they can charge money for a game that requires Wordle to function. Wordle's free, so too should be your fan game. As a side note, the real Wordle is played in a browser and there's no app for it. If you're playing it in an app, Mom, it's a knockoff and you're paying them an ad revenue. Flappy Wordle lets you play Flappy Bird and Wordle at the same time, because neither one of them was hard enough on its own, I suppose. Also, it's kind of broken. Maybe you're a fan of the old newspaper crossword puzzles, but you also want to play some Wordle. How about Crosswordle, where you crossword and Wordle at the same time? Wordle Time Traveler lets you travel to any Wordle day. I haven't tried it since I can't be trusted with time travel, but that sounds pretty neat. One of my buddies from New Zealand, Ginger Ninjerish, was complaining that Wordle uses the American spelling for the words. That got me thinking, what does everyone around the world play instead of Wordle? I could pick up an Italian dictionary and translate the game into Italian and make a fortune. Oh, it's been done. and it's been translated into every other language conceivable. There's even a Bidle, which has it in binary. But what if Ginger Ninja-ish and I want to play Wordle in multiplayer? Well, we can do that with Purdle, also known as Pixel Wordle, and that also includes a 1v1 multiplayer. Or what if you want to play Wordle Battle Royale? My buddy the Shelfman made a sweet video about a game he made. You should go check it out. There's another Battle Royale Wordle called Squabble, and let me tell you that I was unstoppable. At least for the one round I played, and now will never play again because I don't want to ruin my streak. If you're a fan of platformers, you can play the endless runner style Hordle, though I can't really recommend it since the camera moves with the player, making it impossible to see the obstacles. Cool idea, but it needs a bit more playtesting. Spelling Wars uses Wordle in a combat setting, though it breaks after you beat the first characters, so it's a tough sell. Turdle C64 is Wordle, but you have a cute turtle and every word is related to poop. Get it? Turdle? I have no idea what parps means though. Does that have something to do with poop? Lordle is a Legends of Runeterra card guessing game, though I can't actually figure out how to play and I don't know what Legends of Runeterra is. Cool idea though. Now, wouldn't it be cool if you could do fun art with your Wordle green and yellow boxes? If you want to just create cute little houses with your guesses, check out Wordle 2 Townscaper. These things are just adorable, though when I tried it out it was actually broken. If you hate all things fun, you can try Primel, where you guess 5-digit prime numbers. I have to ask though, do people just know what prime numbers in the 5-digit range are? This one's a hard pass for me, as well as any other math related Wordles, like Nerdle over here who thinks it can trick me into doing math. You expect me to do a huge equation like this and have it all add up correctly? Mathler is a little more reasonable in that it only makes you come up with the equation that equals 8. And finally, let's talk about a few of our vocabulary swaps. If you're a fan of Taylor Swift, Taylordle has got you covered with 1,000 different variations of Taylor Swift albums, song lyrics, and titles. You can also find Swordle for Star Wars, Lordle of the Rings. I guess that one's pretty self-explanatory. Squirtle for Pokemon-related Wordle, Bikle for cycling fans, Gordle for guessing hockey player last names, Wordle BTS for some pop group who I don't know. Go ahead and dislike, it's fine. I'm in my 30s, I shouldn't be expected to know who they are. You can also try Queerdle, which tests your knowledge of LGBTQ plus vocabulary. Joodle does the same thing but with Jewish vocabulary, not to be confused with Wordle Hebrew, which is just general Hebrew words. And with that, I think I've exhausted the list. I'm sure if I came back to this a month from now, I'd find a whole new set of Wordle clones. By that point though, the New York Times, who recently purchased Wordle, will probably shut down anything related to Wordle that they don't directly profit off of, including this video. Well, thanks for watching this frankly insane rambling. It was a blast to put together. If you had fun, feel free to let me know in the comments. You could also subscribe because, you know, I'm almost at 500 subscribers and maybe I can make community posts at some point. Don't forget to rotate out the batteries in your smoke alarms. Anyway, see you all in the next video.